Good day to all of you. I'm happy to take you through the educational channel to empower the students and to enlighten the corporate houses. We also integrate and help the students to fulfill the gaps and to address the needs of the students before they set their foot on the corporate houses. Most of them will be familiar with me and receive me in your campuses, talking to you and training on skill set programs. I really missed you all during this pandemic season. For those who joined in new, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Carolyn Mercy, CEO and Managing Director of Chrystal Crown. I'm also a mentor and a coach for MNCs and international companies. We have a wonderful team working along with me, fully committed to fill in the gaps in the skill set programs. As I've been handling many sessions at campuses and meeting colleges, me and my team have witnessed many unanswered questions for education, life skill programs, plus the requirements and the expectations from corporate sectors. This channel will bring experts from various fields who are educationists, entrepreneurs, managing directors, scientists who tasted success in all walks of their lives, and they will share you the real-time experience with you. They are real-time people, they're heading companies, they set up their own companies, train many in their fields, and they're also the achievers in their own walk of their life. Join me in the series of talk show, followed by the modules presented by the eminent speakers who will speak on the various subjects, will be very useful for the students and for the corporate houses. For students, for all their unanswered questions and expectations to enter the corporate sectors will be fulfilled through this channel, and hope it will be useful for everyone. You are welcome for any feedback and suggestions. Do subscribe and share with your peers so that you don't miss out on any updates and latest videos. Enjoy your valuable sessions. Thank you.
So, can you tell us a few words about time management, when it comes to focus and discipline? And the student should also, they tend to think about time, how they utilize the time. So, few words about that.
So, of course, we need not go to the extremes, and sometimes you are forced into extremes, especially if you study at the last minute, right? If you start completing an assignment at the last minute, we are forced to go into extreme time management. If you have a balanced life where we take adequate rest and we play and we have time for entertainment, also time for productive work like studying, completing assignment. If you develop a balanced life, and if we can develop that as a way of life, it will be so beneficial throughout life. Even people with 20 years of experience in an organization, they go into extreme time management towards the end, the last few days of submission of that project. And that creates tremendous amount of stress. It's not good for our cognitive state or mind, and it creates havoc. There are students who don't sleep, they don't eat in the last 1 week of the exam. I would say a more balanced approach is good for our health and good for our overall well-being than take so much pressure and lose that balance. Right. Because sometimes people crack under that pressure. Right. Okay, so they develop various psychosomatic illness because they take so much pressure. Why do you need pressure to do what you want to do in life? Right. So time management is to be able to do in a balanced way and not waiting for the last minute pressure. Right. Okay, you do when it is needed to be done. Right. Okay, I need to do this, and I can do it with motivation, with full enthusiasm, and do it when it is needed. Right. And not at the last minute. And last minute, sometimes we make certain silly mistakes. Last minute if you rush to airport, or last minute if you rush to some place, there is an accident is also possible. And some silly mistakes can cost us our life also. So it's nice that we are calm, we are peaceful, we are balanced. And time management means you can achieve what you want to achieve peacefully, happily, in a balanced way that does not destroy your health and your relationship. That is time management. Right.
What to do when one gets disturbed?
The moment we realize that we are disturbed, it's very important that we become self-aware of it. Because if awareness is not there, our mind can exaggerate the whole thing. In CBT, we use the word catastrophizing. That is, when we are in a negative mode, we tend to exaggerate the whole thing in our mind, make it much more intense than it is, and sometimes hold it for a very long period of time. So the moment we are aware that, hey, I'm disturbed. And then we can ask ourselves, what is it that I really want in this situation? What is that I would need? That is one possible way that we become aware of, because sometimes he said that, she said that, who said that. Now we go into too much of analysis, but what is it that I want in this situation? Okay, and in sometimes it is nice to resolve by going into solution. Sometimes for a very simple thing, like I'm like a student looking for a bike key and not able to find the bike key, and then gets angry and starts throwing things, and the whole thing, it's a small thing but can become a very big thing, and ends up fighting with his mom. So even sometimes a small thing can become a very big thing, but once we realize that, hey, I'm disturbed, what do I want? I want my bike key. That's what I'm searching for. Okay, so once you realize that what you want is bike key, and you keep your thoughts in that direction, then a lot of unnecessary thoughts just goes away. So there are lots of thoughts, like for example, you want to sit in a class and you want to understand what's going on. And sometimes, so why the professor is giving that example, or why this example or something. What do you want? No, you want to excel in your subject. You want to understand that subject. And if you keep, okay, I need to understand, that's what I want. Okay, I want to understand this. And the moment we keep our focus there, a lot of disturbing thoughts goes away. So when we are disturbed, what is the solution to this? What do I want? Get to the basics, get to the crux of the whole issue. And a lot of this surface level thoughts, which becomes the main thoughts, will just fall apart. And we can come out of some disturbance as quickly as possible. Yeah. And we can solve things as quickly as possible. So we have to tune our mind that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. When I go through a crisis, I will allow myself to be at my best. No, I'm going through this crisis. Like if an accident happens and I do the best I can in that situation, instead of get scared and then close down. So no matter how big a crisis I go through, can I be at my best? Can I tap into my mind for solutions and for achieving what I really want? If that's the focus, then I think disturbance is very temporary. It won't last long.
So coming to the state of relaxation, that's where everything matters. How to improve the confidence, that what matters a lot.
One is, of course, by recognizing all that we have achieved. Okay, even if it's a small little achievement, to be able to pat ourselves, hey, good job. We need to recognize that sometimes it could be a spontaneous joke that you said, but there was an element of creativity there. Right? Sometimes you could have solved the issue and you did apply your mind and solve that issue. And sometimes you helped a person and that brought out the good nature of you. To be able to notice all that, and wherever a talent comes, you could do certain things in a certain way, and that was very effective way to do things. It could be in sports, it could be in real life, it could be in a simple conversation, but we should actively look for our capabilities. And it does get expressed at times. Right? We can learn something very fast. Maybe you wanted to learn a new software or a new app, and you picked up like that. And so we need to look for the things that we do well, and by recalling that and by recognizing that, we can gain confidence. At the same time, there are many things that many of our capabilities we may never have expressed. So even though, yes, there are many stuffs that I succeeded, but there are also a lot of dormant potential within me, because there are no limits, right? And we can also recognize that God's gift is within me, and that I am capable, I have potential like any other human being. And by recognizing that, by recognizing your success stories, also visualizing your future success. Visualizing you achieving your goals. All this is a combination of factors that can give you confidence. And by telling yourself, yes, I can, and then moving forward. So we start trusting ourselves, saying that, yes, I actually can. And that confidence is the key to success.
Can we put like this? First, we need to question ourselves. Only then we can find what we can do, what is our capabilities.
Yes. Digs for diamonds and finds a diamond, or a organization that digs for oil and finds oil. So they have found something, but there's also a lot under. If you dig a little deeper, you'll find a lot more oil or more diamonds. There's a possibility there. So what we have discovered about ourselves could be a fraction. There could be a whole lot of capabilities which are dormant, which is not expressed. And we can just recognize it and believe that it will show up us in the right time and in the right opportunities.
So related to that question, many people, in the community of a student, many are in fear of asking questions. When they are in classroom or in a conference hall, they are not bold enough to question the people who's addressing. So what is your point in that?
Yeah. In CBT, we say that we use the word assumptions. Assumption is, if I do this, then this will happen. And we don't know for sure. That's why we say we are assuming. It's an assumption. So if I ask question, I'll make a fool of myself. If I ask question, probably they won't like it. Right? And these are questions that these assumptions are taken very seriously. But they are just assumption. If what we are doing is with the right intention, and if it is out of curiosity to know more, if the intention is to learn and to grow, then we need to go ahead and then give it a try. Because there are a lot of these ifs and buts. If I try this, I'll fail. If I try that, I'll fail. That will happen. This will happen. Unless we take a step forward and actually try it out, then we would never know. So some of these assumptions are just assumptions that things will go wrong. And we need to give it a try. And I would say that visualize you asking a question, expressing in front of a lot of people. And that's an expression of talent, that's an expression of confidence, to be able to stand up and ask a question. And just before you ask, just visualize yourself confidently asking that, expressing yourself. And then go ahead and then do it.
So can you please give some example? You have been with many students and corporate people. So could you please tell us anything lively? What you have came across?
Yeah, one of the aspects that I have in my counseling one-on-one in my classes with my interaction, because I've been working with a lot of people, and so many of them don't have real problems. Okay, they are well-to-do, and very few people I have come across who have actual real problems. Like when I visit a cancer institute and a child who has got terminal illness, he's got a real problem, right? But most people, the problems are not as big as they make it out to be. So I say somewhere down the line, our thoughts have become very stressful and very anxious prone thoughts. So there is a lot of focus in terms of buying the best car, buying the best laptop, buying the best mobile. And even there is a little bit awareness when it comes to physical health, but when it comes to the thoughts and the quality of our thoughts, what is the point in having the best car and the best apartment if the quality of our thoughts are not okay? So that awareness is still not picked up as much as it should, because more than our car, more than our best mobile, it's the thoughts that is more important. So if you have a mind which is like a beautiful garden has so many flowers, nice fragrance. If you have a mind which is like very positive and very pleasant, fragrant, then our life is beautiful. If you have a toxic mind with lot of fear, insecurity, jealousy, all kinds of unnecessary thoughts, then even if we are in a very good environment, we'll be very restless, very depressed, very stressed out. So if you want to really live a happy life, more than the external stuffs that we can accumulate in our life, if we can focus on our thoughts, develop positive thoughts, our life will be really beautiful. And that's my experience with so many people saying that, hey, actually you don't have a problem. You just have to fine tune your mind, you know. So that's my experience. Yeah.
Interesting, sir. Many students are going to be working with corporates sooner. You have plenty of experience with them, I know. So, what are the problems they faces, and what could be the solution for that?
The corporate world, there is a perception that it's a world full of stress. My personal experience is there are people who are working in corporates and highly stressed out, and there are people who are very much at ease with themselves. So there is this misconception that stress leads to excellence, right? If you are very stressed, then we will be able to complete a job. No, stress does not lead to excellence. Stress leads to various problems. Like I have seen in corporates, big organizations where people at the age of 27, 28 getting diabetes. Diabetes, it used to come to people who are like 60 plus once upon a time. Yeah. And so many health issues that today's corporate executives are facing because of the tremendous stress they are going, because of the belief that stress will help me complete a work. Stress will help me get that promotion. It is not so. Okay. Focus, dedication, commitment, positive thinking, creative thinking. These are the things that leads to success. Because if you use stress for success, it's just a matter of time before you burn out. You will be exhausted. Your body will get tired because you can't take so much of stress in the body day in and day out. So my primary aspect when I work with corporate executives is to tell them that, hey, this approach to success through stress, tension, and that's not the approach. That's a very dangerous approach. Yes, you can achieve success that way, but not sustainable. So many, at the age of 40, I know so many, personally I know who are resigned because their health is not permitting. And the health is not because of some accident or something, because of stress. Right? So it's not sustainable. So we can be very peaceful, we can be very planned, very focused, and very enthusiastic. So that 7-8 hours, we can, it could be very exciting, because I say job is a avenue for expressing your talent, to bringing out the best in you. And in between 5 minutes, back-to-back meetings, sometimes you come out of a meeting, take a few minutes rest, relax, be at peace, and then not all the time thinking about, next meeting, what others will say, what will happen here, what if that goes wrong. Too much of thoughts. It would be nice to take small breaks here in between when you're working in a corporate. But overall, to use your positive thinking, use your focus to achieve success. That I'm going to peacefully, happily, enthusiastically work and achieve success in a balanced way, and not in a stressful way. And that way we get job fulfillment, because that's the right approach to this thing. Stress, we only get a sense of relief that, I finished this task. Whereas when we utilize enthusiasm and focus, we get a satisfaction that a job is done. If you want to play a game, we want to have a good time, right? And we want to enjoy the game. Of course, success is also important, but we want to enjoy the game. And corporate is a nice field where we can play and enjoy if we take our profession with that attitude. Yeah. So job is the best aspect of anyone, because at home we cannot bring out all our talent. It's only through job that we can express our talent, and we can contribute to the society. So job is to be taken with a lot of sacredness. It's a very important element of one's life, and it's an avenue for self-expression. So I would say corporate can be hell or heaven depending on your thoughts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time. And once again, thank you on behalf of Chrystal Crowns. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you.
Dear friends, hope this session was very informative and useful. If you have any specific ideas to be portrayed on our channel, please do reach us on students@crystalcrown.com. And if you are a college management or a placement officer, please do contact us on colleges@crystalcrown.com. And if you are a corporate professional, please do contact us on corporate@crystalcrown.com for many inspiring videos, which is going to be online and offline. And trust me, every bit of this session is going to be useful, fun-filled, and knowledgeable. And stay tuned for these updates on our Instagram and Facebook pages.